Hello. How is everyone? Hi, Teresita. And how is it in the Philippines? It's warming up now over there, isn't it? We're getting colder here. I've just been sitting here with the heating on, and I've just turned it off in the second I go live because it's noisy. Ooh, now I'm cold. That's the problem, isn't it, with having the heating on, and then, especially when you're sat right in front of the warm blower, and the minute you turn it off, it's freezing. Good morning. Farrell says, good news about the UK vaccine trials, because I heard that Boris Johnson said that they intend to distribute it worldwide at minimal cost. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper one. The AstraZeneca Oxford one. And although the single jab is 70%, apparently if you take the two jabs, it's over 90% as well. So, and yeah, much, much cheaper. And it can be distributed to every part of the world. So, and apparently they're going to distribute 3 billion of them by the end of next year. So, yeah, it's all good news. It's coming. Hi, Katja. Hi, Laura. And hi, Michelle. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? Give me 3 words to describe your weekend. Mine was calm, quiet, and yeah, quite knowledgeable. I'm nearly 3/4 of the way through the Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and I read it a few years ago, but it didn't resonate with me last time as much as it has this time, and it just made me realize how incredible humans are when the chips are against us and what we are capable of doing. So thank you for the like. If you want to hit the like, then you'll get a little mention up there. Try it now. Hit the like or the love, and I think it comes up. So yeah, that's good news. Hi, Yvonne. Haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you here. We're talking about quieting the mind, and a lot of people want the mind to switch off. We were talking about stress last week, and we're going to carry on the theme of stress. But one of the biggest things that create more stress is the mind constantly going, that flywheel of just constant thought, one after the other. And we have this illusion that the mind does multiple thinking constantly, whereas it doesn't. We're only actually aware of a single thought at any one time, but it seems to be relentless and constant. And we all go, I just want to quiet my mind. I want no thinking. But that's not the truth. Because when we're having good thoughts and when things are going really well and when we're with our children and they're cuddling up to us and things like that, we're not like, no, I don't want those thoughts. We're not trying to get rid of them. The truth is, we want to choose our thoughts. And we want to have thoughts that give us good feelings. Thoughts of enjoyment and happiness and peace and bliss and things like that. So really, we don't want to quieten our mind at all. We just want to replace the thoughts that are relentless, what is deemed negative, with positive, happier thoughts. Does that make sense? Give me in the comments, just say yes if that makes sense with you. I remember getting in bed and I used to lie there and go, oh, shut the thoughts off, get rid of them. And now I realize that just doesn't work. Asking the mind to shut off is like asking the heart to stop beating. The mind's designed to think. And trust me, you're not aware of 98, 99% of all the thoughts. You know, if you were aware of them, you would go crazy. The subconscious mind is literally doing way more thinking than you could ever imagine. Calculating, sorting things out, how you're sat, how you're feeling, not so much how you're feeling, what information from all the different senses it's taking in. Like right now, it can taste, it can hear, it can see. It's taking in all the senses from your skin, all the feedback from all your muscles. It's taking all of that information and deciphering it and deciding whether or not to bring it to your attention or not. So you've got this whole committee of voices in there that are literally deciding what they should let you know about. and they just keep throwing stuff your way, and all they're doing is throwing stuff your way that it thinks you're interested in. So if it thinks you're interested in thinking about that ex because you had a lot of emotional baggage there or something, or that dress or that new stereo or, the new computer. I'm a geek, so it'd be a new computer or something for me. When we see it, we want it so badly. So I can't think about anything else. Like, how do I get that? For me, it's been my wheelchair for the last 3 months. And yes, I wake up in the night thinking about it. And it's getting really close, when lockdown's over. But, so what our subconscious mind does, it just keeps giving us these thoughts again and again and again. And we're just like, I don't want those. But by doing that, I don't want those, you're giving them weight. And your subconscious mind doesn't know, don't want, don't want. Yes, I like that, dislike that. Your subconscious mind just knows feelings. It doesn't understand language. You can't talk to your subconscious mind the way that you would talk to a friend. So yeah. So good morning and hi Cheryl. I got a little bit of a cough, but don't panic. I've had it for weeks. It just keeps coming and going. God, you sneezed 10 years ago and it's like, stay away, swine flu. You cough now, it's like, Which is, I can understand the concern. Hi, Debs. So yeah. So how do we quieten the mind? So we establish that we can't stop the mind. How do we just quieten it? Well, we can trick it. There's a few tricks we can use. And that is we can increase the gap between whatever the thoughts are and thoughts arising. If I slow my words down, or if I take a deep breath, just while I was taking that deep breath, if I don't leave it too long, you'll just wait for the next word or the next thought or the next. So you have this moment of just waiting, awareness, waiting. That's one way we can do it. And we can do that as long as we don't stay on something for too long. So you can do that little trick, looking around the room and look at objects, but only look at them for like half a second before you move on to the next object. If you stay on them too long, it creates an emotion. You can do it now. Look around the room and just make sure you don't stop on an object for too long. It's fine. But if you look around and you stay on that object for too long, either a pull towards it or an aversion, or I like that. Look at the flowers. Whereas you can look at the flowers and look away from them quick enough and they don't mean anything. Whereas if you stare at them long enough, about a second and a half, an emotion arises. So yeah, the other thing we can do is ask our mind for the thoughts. Put our mind in the spotlight, like shine the light on the mind and go, do you know what? Okay, you're relentless today. I'm going to give you a chance to give me all your thoughts right now. And we sit here and do it with me now. And that's an order. Do it with me now. No, I invite you to try it now. And just sit there and go, okay. On my next breath, I'm going to invite you to give me all your thoughts, and I'm sitting here waiting. Okay, give me your thoughts. Boom. No thoughts. They all disappear. They all go running off. Eckhart Tolle explains in a different way, and he said, you imagine a hole in the ground, and all your thoughts are popping out the hole. And you go and sit next to the hole and just go, right, come on then, I'm waiting for you. Nothing comes out. It's a very similar way. And those kind of little tricks help us to recognize what's going on in our mind. Because all of the waking up has been aware of what's going on inside of you. Be aware of your thoughts. Don't think you are the thoughts. If you are the thoughts, you would never forget a thought. How many times have you had the most amazing idea? And it's such a brilliant idea that you don't have to write it down. You don't even have to tell anyone. There's never in a million years you're ever going to forget that thought. 4 minutes later, you're like, what was that thought? So, I do this often. I always say to myself, let's think about this. And think, yeah, it really does work. It just, hard to focus. Absolutely. Your mind doesn't like to focus on a specific thing. It likes to take in everything around you, just in case, just in case something's going on behind you or around you. Don't focus on that, because what if a bear's coming? Which makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I need post-it notes now. I always needed them. I still think when I have a thought, I think, I'll remember that. And I never do. Never do. Oh, it's 1:15. That time went quick. So we're going to do a little meditation. And we're not going to think about thoughts. We're just going to move into the body. And we're going to do just a check-in with the body. And I know I do these meditations quite often, because you should be doing them every day. Every morning, just check in with the body. See how it's going. See what's happening. And you don't have to go through every step of the body. You don't have to go through from the feet to the knees just, hey, what's going on? And your mind goes from that flywheel, slower, slower, slower. So I'm just going to have a sip of coffee and then we'll do this. That is when I practice the power of pause, timeout. Absolutely. That's what we're all doing. We're trying to increase the gap between stimuli, what arises, the stimuli, and then what we do with it. Pardon me, I'm really rude today. Hi, Annette. I wish I could switch my brain off. No, you don't. You don't want to switch your brain off. You just want different thoughts, or quieter thoughts so you can go sleep. You just want pure awareness. But I know what you mean. It's a figure of speech. Right, let's do this. You got my back garden today? You lucky people. So, okay. Just checking the audio levels. So we make ourselves comfortable. And we straighten our back and we tuck our chins in a little. And we just become aware of our breath. So I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. We almost always start with this because it just grounds us. If you're sat on the floor with your feet crossed in lotus position, great. If you're sat on a chair, straighten your feet so they are flat on the ground if you can. It's to do with the grounding, it's to do with the energy and allowing the energy to go down through our feet and into the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to relax the muscles. And we start with the face. So we're going to take a deep breath in after 3 and we'll pause and then we'll breathe out, and as we breathe out we'll relax the muscle in the face. So 1, 2, 3, take a deep breath in now and hold it, hold, and now breathe out slowly, relaxing your forehead, relaxing the muscles around your eyes, your nose and your chin, and then breathe easy. And with each breath, just relax another 1%. There's a muscle somewhere or a region somewhere that can just relax this little bit. Breathing in calm, breathing out relax. Calm and relax. And you notice if you bring your awareness to your thinking in your mind, but without going back into thought, just become aware of how quieter your mind is becoming. And when you're breathing in, relax, or breathing in, calm, breathing out, relax. When you're relaxing the muscles in your body, as you can do it every single time you breathe out, the mind just goes quiet. As you breathe in, calm, breathe out, relax. Just imagine your shoulders and your arms and your torso to relax. And again, on another out breath, just allow your legs and your ankles and your feet to relax. Just imagine all the muscles just slightly heavier. They're all wanting to relax just that little bit, and they've just been waiting for you to give them permission. Calm and relax. You might want to close your eyes if you want, if you haven't done already. But notice your mind still aware. It's there. It's not turned off. It's just quieter. It's just more relaxed in this moment. See, we need to give the mind something to do. So we invite the mind to observe the body, to check in with the body. It's the mind that hears, it's the mind that senses, that can taste. It's the mind that knows when you're breathing in and breathing out. If the mind wasn't this awareness in this moment, you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't exist. Even in deep sleep, the mind is still active. It's just the you and the I and the me is not active in deep sleep. Breathing in calm, breathing out relax. And we just check in with the body. How are you doing? What feelings are present right now? We just sit back and wait for the answer. There's no right answer or wrong. Perhaps you're anxious about something later today or coming up. Perhaps you're excited or anything. Whatever feelings come up, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly true to you. But be okay with them. That's what that is. It's just information. A feeling of anger is information. Sadness, even happiness is information. It's feedback. Feedback to the present moment. Most people, and we've always been taught, we've got the 5 senses: hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and seeing. But there's 2 more. Well, there's lots more, but there's 2 main more. There's thinking, and there's emotions, feeling. And the same as tasting or hearing, it's just information. So when we have a thought, it's information being brought to our attention. When we have a feeling, it's information being brought to our attention. When we sit on something and it maybe hurts or something, and it sends a signal, don't sit on that again, or don't pick up that hot cup. It's information that sends to our brain and says, drop it. And the same as the mind, it's just information that's bringing to our attention the thought. Hey, have you seen that colour that I think is your favourite at the moment? Have you seen that new dress that you like and everyone's now wearing? It's just information. They're the things you want to know. And the same with emotions. When the emotions arise, we take a deep breath and take notice. They're information about what's going on right now. Am I staying true to my purpose? If it's an unpleasant feeling, we're wavering, going off our purpose. If it's a congruent feeling that we're okay, then we're on purpose. Now if you come back to your breath, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. In a moment I'm going to come back from 5 and we'll come back to this moment and we'll bring this calmness back with us and this extra knowledge that our thoughts and our emotions are information. It's just information that's brought to our attention for us to either do something with or not do something with. Just like a scratch or an itch. Do we need to scratch it or not? So 5, 4, open your eyes gently. 3, wiggle out your arms. 2, take a deep breath, and with more energy, we just come back to this present moment. Where's my button? There. I'm sure these buttons are getting smaller. I'm going to try to find something that I want to read out to you. That meditation reminded me of it. I've got it on my computer somewhere. It's probably my favourite paragraph I wrote. It was wrote by one of my mentors, Junpo, a Roshi in America. And he's one of my teachers. And I can honestly say he wrote a book called Heart Blown Open and Blown Wide Open or something like that. And he really taught me that waking up is opening your heart. He taught me what compassion was. Well, my suffering taught me what compassion was. He pointed to where it was, and he pointed to what it was. And he wrote the Mondo Zen manual, and it's a discipline of asking like a dialogue, a Zen dialogue with koans to help to see things for how they really are. And there's a passage in it that I absolutely love. Many of you that have been following me for quite a long time will know exactly the passage that I'm going to come up with. Second round. Oh, see, whenever I bring up this, it's got so many poems and so much great stuff in it that I just want to read it all to you. One of my favourite poems. I'm going to read you this first. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, it does not matter if you've broken your vow 1,000 times. Still come and yet come again. Master Rumi. I love that. Where is it? Oh yeah, Havaz. I'm going to read this one to you as well. This one's good as well. Let your intelligence begin to rule whenever you sit with others using this sane idea. Leave your cocked guns in the field, far from us. One of those damn things might go off. And of course, he's talking about emotions. You know, leave your strong emotions away from us. One of them might erupt in an action. I think that's wonderful. Yes, where is it? Where is it? Telephone. Okay, I'm going to just search for it in it. That'll be easier. Find tools. Right. I wonder if I can bring it up on the screen. Window capture. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Right, right, it's there. It's not pretty, but you'll get the gist. Right. Consider this ring-in phone analogy. Emotions are telephone calls bringing us information. Answer this phone when it rings. Do not refuse to answer the phone. That's depression. Do not drag the phone around, jumping up and down and shouting, "The phone is ringing." That's anxiety. Do not hit someone with the phone. That's anger. Or blame yourself for the phone ringing. That's shame. Do not run away from the phone or get so intoxicated, busy, stressed that you cannot hear the phone ringing. That's disconnection and denial. Answer the phone. Experience your deeper feelings. Get the essential message that is informed by each of the feeling itself. And then hang up the phone. Understand and choose your response. Stop mindlessly, unconsciously reacting to the phone's ringing. Using your new insight and respond mindfully when the phone rings. How cool is that? It's brilliant. It's the first time I've felt relaxed in days. Thank you, Annette. And you did it. You did it. Yes, remember that. Great one. It's the phone analogy is just so amazing. And it makes sense to me. Oh, how am I feeling? Oh, that's anger. And the thing is, with all of these feelings, the feelings are fine. The feelings have kept humans alive for years. It stopped us being eaten in the jungles. It's what we do with them. Just like I always come back to this one example. It's like a hammer. It really is. A hammer, you can either build a house, put up a shelf, or maybe a drill as well. But you can build something with it, or you can hurt someone with it. Above all, it's not the hammer's fault. So an emotion of jealousy or hatred, things like that, all of these things, feel them, but you don't have to do anything with them. Not saying that we should feel hatred or anything like that, but I'm saying, look, if it arises, understand the feeling. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to push it away because it will just drown us eventually. But you don't have to do anything with it. Even desires and lust, the longing to be I want to be enlightened and happy and live my life happily ever after. Whatever that is. I feel anger a lot, especially overseas calls. You might have to explain that one a little bit more to me, Annette. Do you mean overseas, like because family live overseas or something? Thank you, Katja and Lupi. Yeah, and Yvonne. It just makes sense. Jumpo has a way of just really cutting through the rubbish of how these things work, and that blew my mind. Emotions are telephone calls giving us information. Sit down and listen to the information. So, or are you talking about the political climate at the moment, Annette? Well, that's sorting itself out, luckily. So yeah, I'll be here every day this week. That's the plan at the moment. I will not be here next week because I'm in virtual retreat. I'm going to be sitting down doing nothing every day for 5 days, 7 days. I don't know how that's... I've never had the opportunity of going on retreat. So what I'm going to do, I'm like embracing this because of lockdown and because they're doing it online. I'm like, hey, I can join in. So I'm really, that coffee's cold. I really, who can drink cold coffee? Those calls everyone hates. Oh, I know what you mean. Yes. I'm with you. Yeah. My mum does as well. She gets so angry with those calls. And I get them as well. I don't answer my home phone hardly ever now. I know what you mean now, telephone calls. I'm with you, Annette. Sorry, I did not. Politics has poisoned my peace. It certainly made our peace more difficult to attain. But above all, it's not the politics. It's our peace isn't deep enough. But yeah, I hear you, Annette. I hear you. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Show. I mean, they're not mine. Wonderful wisdoms passed down over the years. I'm just searching for my whatever fits with me, and I'm sharing that, and see if it fits with you. Robo calls this year is ridiculous. They are, yeah. Hi, Dave. So yeah, right. I'm going to go. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to carry on the theme of stress and anxiety, and how to. So for the rest of the day, treat everything that arises within, all the stimuli, all the excitements, whether it's anger or jealousy, treat it as excitement, treat it as something arising and as information. What's behind the information? If you're angry, it's because you care. If you're jealous, it's because you care. If you're grieving, it's because you care. And it's a familiar pattern. Every single one of them is because you care deep down. And that's important to remember. I've never met an angry person that doesn't care. Find what you both care about. That's what's really important. So take care, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. And that's it, yeah. Bye.